reduction in growth and then
Yes.
inflation.
Yes.
Inflation, sigurado yan.
Mm.
Unemployment, sigurado yan. Kasi nakita na natin last month, tumaas in unemployment.
Yes.
So it's only, our only hope is to continue to grow.
To continue to grow. Yes.
Correct? By hopefully government spending faster. Correct?
Yes, faster. And yun nga, yung mabilis tayo mag-induce ng other sources of
If ever
growth.
we hit stagflation, what should be the response of government?
Is still to stimulate growth.
So
like what we did in during the COVID.
So we need to come up with some stimulus package.
Yes.
Whether it's monetary or fiscal.
Yes. Something like what we did also with the Bayanihan 2. Yung meron tayong package for the MSMEs so that they can, revive their business.
Yeah. Yusek Carlo, you want to comment on that? Kasi ang naglabi ng Bayanihan 1 and 2 is Department of Finance, I remember.
Yes, so it's part of like an economic theory, particularly Keynesian theory, that during times of crisis, that basically the government needs to pump prime the economy. So that's done through fiscal and monetary policy. So fiscal policy, basically you have to spend, and particularly to high impact programs wherein it has the greatest economic return. And for the monetary policy, it's basically as much as possible lower interest rates. But the problem again with inflation, if you have stagflation, meaning rising inflation, there is a contradiction with low interest rate and inflation, controlling inflation. So that basically those are the two main policies for the government, the fiscal and monetary policy during times of crisis.
So magbayanihan 3 tayo sa mga subukan natin. We'll study how we can do it. Yeah. Yun na muna kasi baka we're scraping na bottom, parang ilang oras na tayo dito. Sige. Anyway, you have a second hearing. Yeah. Just last, balik sa LGSF kasi malawak naman ang sakop ng LGSF. Yung huling rollout nyo ng LGSF, sino ang crisis na ba yon? At sino ang nagde-decide nun? Kayo sa DBM or OP? Paano yun? Sino nagde-decide nun? Or matagal na yon low-hanging fruit ng LGUs?
Ma'am, it's matagal ng low-hanging fruits ng LGUs.
Ay, yung mga pinulong nyo,
Yes,
nakita ko
yes.
online like how many weeks ago? Was it before the crisis or pumutok na ang Middle East?
It's even before the crisis.
Before pa yon.
Yes,
So it's not
Chair.
because of the crisis.
Yeah, it's
So-
aggravated by the crisis, but even before it was
So
there.
these were infrastructure, not AX, not
In-
for
in-
sectors.
Yes, Madam Chair. It's
Infra, not AX, LGSF, or assistance na soft for fisher folks, farmers, all of that. Hindi.
No,
Ay.
Madam Chair.
And these were already applied for long before.
Yes, Madam Chair. And
Oo.
it's actually triggered then we need the LGUs in order to speed up also the infra projects
Yes.
of the different departments, like for example, the DepEd as well, because we're tapping already the LGUs which are capable to implement projects.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair.
We'll have another hearing. In fact, yes, Yusek.
Yeah. I have here the memorandum from the secretary. It's a shift to work from home directive po. So it's 100% work from home.
Thank you for that info. Yes, Secretary Kakdak, you have.
I was just inspired by your slide, Mr. Chair, on keeping people away from the poverty level. And for OFWs, the low income OFWs, like a domestic worker, earns around 23,000 a month. So pagbalik niya po, tama-tama lang yung interventions natin na at least 30,000. Tapos kung active OWA member, plus 20, so that makes it 50. So that's good for 2 months salary niya pag uwi niya. Let's say at kasambahay abroad. And for those 2 months, pwedeng mag-apply ng interventions such as rescaling. Si Admin PY sa OWA, meron siyang rescaling program which you granted in the 2026 budget. So that's just a snapshot of the things that we do, the DMW at the OWA to stem people over the tide of keeping them away, as Secrex said, keeping them away from poverty level?
Maraming salamat, Secretary. At nagpapasalamat po ako sa lahat na nandito. Just to reiterate, nasa crisis na ho tayo. At dapat po magplano na tayo ng mabuti. At hindi tayo malayo sa worst case scenario. In fact, dun sa binigay naming 5 scenario, nasa number 3 na tayo based on the DOE analysis. So we're only 2 scenarios away from the worst case scenario. At ang concerning lang dito sa hearing, Senator Lauren, is wala kaming narinig na isang cohesive, coordinated, and unified national contingency plan. No? Nakita namin merong sari-sariling plano ang mga ahensya, pero alam naman natin marami dito sa mga aksyon natin magkakabit-kabit yan. No? From budget to social amelioration, from OFW concerns to energy and to national security, lahat to magkakabit-kabit. So importante na unified, coordinated, and comprehensive and cohesive national contingency plan. So with that, ang request namin sa mga ahensya, we gave you 5 scenarios. We will continue to put details in those scenarios. Ang kailangan namin sa inyo, a position paper on those 5 scenarios that we gave you. Alam ko na ang Malacanang meron ng binuong crisis committee, and I'm sure you guys will be talking about the same. Ang kailangan namin, kung anong mabubuo yung contingency plan, agency-led contingency plan and national contingency plan, i-furnishing committee. No? And we will analyze those contingency plans dahil ang ating approach ay whole of government, including the legislative, no? Where the budget emanates. So with that, I would like to thank the secretaries who stayed from start to end, Secretary Kakdak, Secretary Gatchalian, Secretary Lopez, and Admin Kawanan, and si ERC Chair Nino Juan ay nandito rin, NPC President Nograles, who stayed here from start to end. Maraming salamat sa inyong presensya, and also to all the USECs and the other members of the different agency. Maraming salamat sa inyong presensya. Importante ngayon ay i-treat na natin to, itrato na natin tong crisis, no? Dahil ang oras ay nagbabago. Every briefing kanina NSC, every minute nagbabago, no? And we just have to plan the worst case scenario at this point. Yun ang aming direction dito sa Protect Committee.